Hey everyone, this video is going to quickly go through the checkpoint practice on mood writing. So your checkpoint next week is going to look the same as this looks here. Your teacher may even decide to use this as a jumping off point for your checkpoint. So put some time and put some thought into creating your mood writing responses. So the goal here is that you can purposefully make choices in your writing to impact the mood of the reader. You also want to be able to identify your choices and explain the intended impact. So we've been talking a lot about this as we read Scarlet Ibis. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come up with your own response. You're going to try to create a specific mood. And then you are going to explain how you created the mood using some of the strategies we've been talking about in class, such as the use of imagery, the use of words with specific connotation, the use of similes and metaphors and personification. So let's go ahead and get into the directions. You are going to write 5 sentences about one of the following options. So you can choose to write about the Lake County Fair, or the fairgrounds if you choose, the school bus, or the square. You're going to make choices in your writing to create a mood of your choice. You will then annotate your work by using the footnotes tool in Google Docs. So there's a little instruction here on how to do that. Basically, you're going to put your cursor after the word or text you're annotating. You're going to click Insert, Footnote, and type your annotation. We're going to go through this in class, and if I don't see you in person, you will be getting a video on how to do this later on. Each of your footnotes should identify the choice you made. Now, there is a list here that gives you some possible different instances of author's choice, but the main ones we've been focusing on are similes, metaphors, and personification, and then connotation and word choice. So those would be the ones that I would suggest focusing in on. Note, it's a good idea to choose strategies before you write and then purposefully embed them instead of trying to go back later and force them. Each footnote must also explain the impact you intended for your choice to have on the reader. An example, the highlighted sentence shows that I used a metaphor to explain how students feel. I expect this will force the reader into imagining the visual image. Now, that's pretty bland, but you get the idea. Basically, you are going to explain each of the instances of author's choice that you use to create the particular mood. Now, the first thing you need to do is decide on what mood you want to make your description. You will find a list of various moods listed here. You can also reference the list you were given earlier on in the unit, or if there's a specific mood you have in mind, feel free to use that. Now, once you decide on your mood, you're going to go ahead and put the mood in this box here. So it says the mood I want my reader to have when reading is. So say I decide I want the mood that I create to be sinister. So I would just go ahead and type sinister here. Or maybe I want it to be a lighthearted mood. I'll go ahead and type lighthearted. Once you've done that, I want you to look up the word. So again, say I chose somber as the mood. I want to go ahead and actually, I can click on this link to take me to the dictionary or just Google the word and find the dictionary definition. And then you're going to put it here in box 2. Reason being is sometimes words may seem similar and you might think they have a certain meaning, and maybe you're mistaken. So, for example, somber and sinister, you might think, okay, they're both negative mood words. They seem similar. However, they take on very different meanings. Somber is more sad and serious, whereas sinister is, it gives us the feeling that something is lurking or something bad's about to happen or something evil is there waiting to harm us in some sort of way. So make sure you're looking up those words. Then the last part, this is the part you're getting graded on. You need to write 5 sentences describing one of the following. So again, you can choose from the Lake County Fair, the school bus, or the square. If you have a different option in mind, feel free to pursue that. Maybe you want to describe your block on Halloween or something like that. That is totally fine. But those three options are there for you if you're having a hard time deciding on the setting you want to use. If you change the setting, please indicate what the setting is before you dive into your response here. All right, the last part is you are going to add footnotes. So what you're going to do is after each instance where you make a specific choice that is meant to impact your reader. So again, you're trying to convey a specific mood. So if I'm going for a sinister mood and I create a simile that contributes to that mood, I want to mark it and then explain how that simile contributes to that sinister mood I'm trying to create. You need to make sure you create at least 3 different footnotes, and you need to make sure you're explaining how that specific instance, how that specific piece of author's choice contributes to your overall mood. Now, there's this peer evaluation. We may or may not get to that depending on how much time we have in class, but this is the last part that I want you to focus on for today. As you complete this, please keep in mind that this is a practice assignment. So what we're trying to do is practice our skill at writing with a specific mood in mind and using different strategies such as personification, similes, metaphors, and using specific word choice with a specific connotation to create a mood of our choice. So if you don't feel perfect at it right now, that's okay. We're going to continue to practice this when I see you in class next, or I'll give you different practice opportunities if you're a virtual learner. So you will not be assessed on this writing until next week after we've had the opportunity to practice this. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher. Talk to you soon.